Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Make people aware of those who compare Allah, starting from the people who closest to you. Uphold La ilaha illallah, that they don't commit shirk and compare Allah. August 18, 2024. I was shown a dream by Allah. I was in the house and Prophet Muhammad called me and then said to close the door, and I went out and closed the door and I followed, and the Prophet Muhammad walked out wearing was very hot and not above the heads of the Prophet, and we were going to Abu Bakr's house, and I were on the side of Prophet Muhammad ﷺ, and from the front a man on horseback appeared in the closest of the old era of the Caliph, and the Messenger of Allah averted his gaze, and I was surprised that when I, Muhammad bint Abdullah, passed as Rasulullah turned his face away, and I saw that my father Muhammad ﷺ cheeks were very similar to Muhammad, and I felt like they were the same person. And Muhammad got off his horse before arriving in front of the Prophet, and Muhammad and greeting him with a smile, Assalamu As-salatu was-salamu alayka ya Rasulullah, and the Messenger of Allah answered, Peace be upon you, O beloved of Allah, and they turned his face away. And Muhammad walked behind us, and his house followed beside him, and we arrived at Abu Bakr's house, and Abu Bakr put a small dish to the Messenger of Allah, some dates and water, and Muhammad was waiting outside, and I joined Abu Bakr's house, and with the woman there, and I peeked, and at what my father Muhammad was sat in a bot. I saw him crying near Abu Bakr, and Abu Bakr was also sad, and I heard their words, Indeed Allah has power and plans, O Abu Bakr, and I am pleased with Allah's decree. Abu Bakr said, Truly Allah loves a young man, and Muhammad came in and joined together, and I saw them laughing in their conversation. And Prophet Muhammad said goodbye and said, Let's go home, Ruqhayya. And Rasulullah said outside the house, indeed, I, Ruqhayya, friendship, a prolonged life, and I wanted to visit my friends. Again Muhammad followed and us again from behind and said, Come up, Ruqhayya, let me guide you. And I got on his horse, and he left the horse, and then he was at the side of the Prophet ﷺ. I heard the words of the Prophet Muhammad, O Muhammad, fight those who opposes Allah by upholding La ilaha illallah towards them, and the Messenger of Allah raised his index finger, and the Prophet Muhammad ﷺ said, Be aware of those who compare Allah, starting from those who closest to you. Uphold La ilaha illallah, so that they do not commit shirk and compare Allah, and their safety is at your call. And Muhammad said, O father of my beloved Ruqhayya, I will carry out your orders, and I want them to respect Ruqhayya, and what Ruqhayya conveys is truly from Allah, and I will not let their misguidance drag on. And then Prophet Muhammad, smiled behind the light of his face. O Muhammad, look at me. And I went ahead of them, and I headed for my house. And after I arrived at my house, and I saw Muhammad from afar and with the Prophet Muhammad continued to walk, and I went into the house and put a drink of my father and Muhammad. I reached the yard and I said goodbye, and the Prophet Muhammad entered the house with his head down a little because the door of our house was not too high, and Rasulullah, without the light anymore, conveyed his message face, and found out difficult to distinguish the faces of those two, Muhammad, Rasulullah, and my father. Smiled, and I said, did you find Muhammad's face in my face, Ruqhayya? And I smiled, hearing that. I went to the side of my house and continued my work, drying my clothes. And I woke up missing the messenger of Allah, and I continue my work.